Hey boys and girls, so we're going to gusset some spindles. This will be my first time doing this, so I'm not claiming to be an expert on it. And of course, when you get your spindles gussets, there's no instructions, so you're on your own. Anyways, this is the kit I'm using. It's a link pin spindle gusset kit. It's an empty part. There's a couple of other places that sell it. CarTech, I think it's one place that sells it. Morse Performance sells it. I think some of those places make their own. Heard that these are not the strongest material. But we're going to use a little Hobart. We're going to use it on flux core, so hopefully it will get some decent penetration in there. And we're going to keep the whole assembly together to keep it from warping. And plus, the assembly is already together. First thing I did was use a wire brush here and clean it all off. It's hard to see, but it is shiny. This beam had been sandblasted at one point and painted. So ground the paint off where these are going to go. I think we're going to go to this side back here, along the back kind of this brace that's already there, the connecting beam, and then to the other part of the carrier. Because if you put it on the top, it just doesn't fit so well. If you put it right there, and these are a little notched out for those ridges. So that's where I'm going to put them. That may be the wrong place, but that's where I'm going. So we're going to tack that on there. And then it also gussets not just the carrier, it gussets the actual steering. So the way this fits in here the best for me is the small pointed side coming down to the bottom here, and that fits the best. Looks a little odd at the top. You think it would want to wrap into the top a little better, but that's the way it's working best, because if you do it the other way, it just doesn't even match up at all, you know. So we're going to put it the way it's working the best for me. Like I say, I may be doing it wrong, I don't know, but we're going to tack that on there. This is supposed to keep the steering from bending that arm. If you notice, it's pretty small and skinny, so if you hit a tree or a stump, that could possibly bend. Anyways, I'm going to find a place to put the camera and we'll start tacking it up. Well, there we go. We got the spindle gussets welded on. A few things that I've noticed about doing this is next time I did this, I would want to move this over. I put this one really flush with the back side here, and the only problem I can see with that is this area right here is kind of open on the inside. It's where shims get stacked in and stuff, so I basically welded to that instead of the main carrier part. I see some of these get bent from different manufacturers, and that's probably why, so it would come over here and get more on there. I could have just moved this over, but I was concerned about area for my grease gun. Now that I think about it more, I wouldn't care. I'd just move that over a little better, because you can get a grease fitting that fits differently. But they're welded all the way down and around and on the back side. They're going to add some more support than not having anything. Next thing is, like I say, it seems like this should have went the other way with the narrow point up here and the fatter point down here, but that's the way this spindle fitted. Fit better with the fatter end at the top for me. Funny thing is, the other side over there fit the other way better, but I still put it this way just to make them concentric, because this one was already welded on there. So it's welded pretty good on that side for using flux core, or inner shield if you want to use the Lincoln term, and it's welded on the back side. So that's how we did that. Like I say, you may find a different way to do it, and that's fine. Now, of course, there are better spindles that are used than this. You could buy now the empty spindles, which are pre-filled in these areas, but they're about $300 to $350, depending on who you buy them from and if you buy them assembled or not. You could buy a set of combo spindles, of course, but then you got to change all your brakes and all your bearings and all that stuff. So for my application, the $25 gussets is the way to go. And in all reality, I could probably get away with a stock gusset for what I'm going to plan on doing here. But, you know, I figured it's worth the extra insurance to have a little extra. So they'll complement the 8-inch travel beam that's sitting over in the corner and the IRS boxing kit for the rear. I have another video on this if you want to look. All this will be under a playlist for the 6-seater buggy, and this video will be on there. Suggestion I have on this is, if you're going to do the shock mount and the boxing kit, put the shock mount in here first, not welded, but in there, and center it up around where the CV joint goes. Because the first one I did this as an afterthought, and the hole, since these you can kind of move in a little bit of different directions, the hole for the CV mount wasn't in the center where this was drilled, and I had to recut and re-angle that. So I would do that. That would be what I'd do next time, is like I did on this last one here, is put this on and then build the box in around that. But, you know, not bad. You know, $50 or so I think is what the boxing kit is, and then another 10 or 12 bucks for these mounts or something like that. It's not very expensive. So just say $70 for a boxing kit for the rear trailing arms, as opposed to spending $200 or $300 for another set of arms. Now, yes, you can buy the cheap Chinese arms that are 3x3s, and they are really cheap. But the problem is, you'll have to upgrade your stub axles. You're going to have to upgrade your CV joints. You're going to have to upgrade your axles, because the axles would be a different length. And you'll probably have to upgrade the flange on your transmission. If you're using a bug, you'll have to go to a bus or a 930 CV flange. So the cost in the extended trailing arms is not in the arm, it's in the accessories that go with the arm. So one reason I'm using a stock trailing arm is this stuff I already have. Anyways, guys and girls, don't forget to like and subscribe. Please share the videos, and if you're going to subscribe, please hit the little bell so you can get continuing updates as we go along building this buggy and our other projects. Get out there and get your projects going, and have a great day.